What's up, everybody? So, this right here is my full testimony. Um, I know I need to get this testimony because I know it's gonna help a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Um, and with this whole testimony I'm about to give, I gotta explain everything. I gotta explain the shootouts, the stealing. You know what I'm saying? The fights that was going on. You know the deaths. Yeah. You know I gotta explain everything. You know what I'm saying? Uh, so basically, you know what I'm saying, start off with, you know, so I was born in Chicago Heights. I stayed in Harvey. I stayed in the city in Englewood with my grandmother from time to time. I stayed in Chicago Heights. Um, and the thing is, you know, Chicago Heights and Harvey, Full Heights, them was the suburbs. But see, the thing is, when you think of the suburbs, you think, you know, the grass real nice. You think, oh, it's real nice and people having a good time. You go out to them three places I named, cause they really right next to each other. You go out to them places, it's gonna look like the complete opposite of what you think a suburb would look like. Cause they got police on that block 24/7, riding around. Cause they already know how them folks get down over there. Cause them folks be wildin'. So anyway, it's like this. So, you know, I was born out there, stayed in Alabama for a year, moved back. Stayed in Harvey. That's where I first stayed at. We stayed in a small house. It wasn't, you know, wasn't nothing pretty. You know, the neighbor, you know, he was a drug dealer, so he had a lot of cars and motorcycles in his lot, you know, in his little parking lot, and he'd be outside the window shooting folks because they be trying to steal his stuff. You know what I'm saying? You know, my dad, you know, when I was little, he'd have me outside. The neighbor, he'd be talking to my dad. He'd be like, "You heard me shooting them guns last night?" You know what I'm saying? And moved up out of there, moved into Chicago Heights. Had my auntie down the street. Um, my great grandmother, she stayed down the street, and my grandma, she stayed in the city. And then, you know, when I was growing up, it was just like it's a lot of gangs in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? And the gang that was around me, it was the Four Corner Hustlers. You know what I'm saying? And they was all over there for real. You know what I'm saying? I stayed right behind King Park. You know what I'm saying? Uh, And they got the graffiti all on the walls, you know what I'm saying? All on the, all on the buildings over there. They all got the graffiti over there, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like I said, you know, the Four Corner Hustlers, they was big over there, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, cause it's in Chicago, you got Folk Nation, People Nation. You know what I'm saying? People Nation, they represent the 5, Folk Nation, they represent the 6, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, like I said, when I was growing up over there, all them folks over there was folk on the hustle. They had a 5-pointer star. They'd be, painting graffiti on there, spray painting all the walls and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? We had a railroad track. Them folks would be, painting the train when it passed by or whatever, whenever it sit there. You feel me? And, I just, I go to the park over there sometimes, but my mama she didn't really go to the park because it was bad over there because folks was always shooting over there. People was always fighting and stuff like that. I seen, I seen the fights happen, you know what I'm saying? And, there's a lot of corner stores where I was at. And, I used to walk over there and, go get, I had an uncle. He always, had me walk over there with him. I would always walk over there when everybody knew him out there. And then, like I said, when I was growing up, I was a hooper. I was always a hooper. And I had friends that was, a lot of them was folk corner hustlers around the block where I was at. And, like I said, I had my parents, they didn't really, let me hang out on the street with them because, they know they didn't want me to go down that path that they was on, you know what I'm saying? And, I got cousins, they all up in that, you feel me? And, like I said, it's a lot to go into this testimony, and then, like I said, with me, I was growing up, and it was just a lot I was going through because, at the time, I was just always just, I always kept stuff to myself. So I was real mad all the time. I ain't really want to tell nobody. I was always angry, just mad about just any little thing. I always felt like, just I always felt just like it was a lot of stuff I didn't understand. You know what I'm saying? Then my mama, she put me in the Catholic school because she wanted me to be close to God. And I was in the school like that. The school was alright, but the church, it was just like, I didn't feel God there really. You know what I'm saying? Like, it helped me grow closer to God, but I didn't feel God because, like, the school, they'd be making us pray. They'd give us a rosary, pray the rosary. We'll go to the church, we'll be doing, like, communion and praying to Mary and confessing our sins to the priest. And they had window panes of Mary up in there, and people, they be bowing down to the statues and stuff like that. And they'll make us go to the priest and ask for forgiveness. And then every time I go up there and I feel like I'm not even forgiven because I'm like, that's it. Like, he'd be like, are you forgiven? And I'm thinking in my head, like, it don't really feel right. So for me, that's why I never really just accepted the ways of praying to Mary. I always I always prayed to Jesus and God. That was it. You know what I'm saying? Because it didn't feel right. So, like I said, for me, I was going through that, and then as I was getting older, my like I said, it was just a lot. You know what I'm saying? Cause as I was getting older, you know what I'm saying, I just wanted to do more stuff and just, I guess, have more fun or whatever. And I love basketball so much, and I guess you could say I started, just. Cause see, I never read the Bible till I was like 21, I think 20 or 21, and for me, I was growing up, and I just loved basketball. I wanted anything dealing with basketball. I just wanted to do that, and I remember, like I said, as time went on, you know, middle school was that, and the thing was, I started just. It was almost like it was just a lot, you know what I'm saying? Cause like, it'll be days when, I remember it vividly too. Cause I remember how bad it was, cause it was like, it'd be days I'd be laying in my bed, sleep, real little, laying in my bed, sleep. And all of a sudden, I just start hearing shooting. And I had the neighbor, I was real cool with them, lived right across the street from me. They'd be shooting up at the park, cause they had problems with them folks up there. Then I had a building right next to my house. It was called Empire Pattern Works. I remember they tore it down, and then all of a sudden it was just like free roam, cause it was a big old field. And people was just shooting back and forth with each other right outside my window. And I'm 5, 6 years old hearing all this. And I remember, I remember, from the other room, my mom be yelling. She be like, "Get out on the ground, like get out on the floor." And you gotta think, I'm little at the time, so it be times where I be wanting to get down on the floor, but I be so shocked, I be like froze up, and I be scared to like move, cause I feel like if I move, I'm gonna get hit. And I remember that so vividly, and it was multiple times stuff like that happened, and it was just, I just, like I said, I just remember all this stuff, and them folks over there, they was banging hard, you know what I'm saying, and then I had a friend I grew up right across the street with, and it's sad how the devil just come in, cause he I found out he killed 2 people a couple years ago. Now he in jail for life, and that's somebody I grew up with. You know what I'm saying? And he was known, throughout the city or whatever. And it kind of sad me, I just feel bad for him, think about it, you know what I'm saying? Because that's somebody I could have helped. But, at the time I was little, I couldn't really do too much. And, it's like I said, it's just a lot to go into it. And, as I got into high school or whatever, it's just, folks really started banging in, you know what I'm saying? Because Chief Keef popped up on the scene, and, everybody and their mama, they wanted to be gangsters in there, you know what I'm saying? And, it's, cause it's like this, man, like, I didn't talk to folks. I got cousins. They with Chiki. I didn't talk to folks that stay right behind me. You know what I'm saying? They grew up a little herb and they would tell me everything about them. You know how they was with them. You know what I'm saying? And everybody in it, man. Look, out in Chicago, it's like this. Them folks, EBK, GDK, BDK. Black disciple killer, gangster disciple killer, everybody killer. Then you got the People Nation and the Folk Nation. You got the Folk on the Hustlers. Then you got the Vice Lords out there. You know what I'm saying? And you got the Gangster Disciples. You got the Black Disciples. You got the, you know what I'm saying, the Black Peace Stones. You got the Black Widows. You know what I'm saying? You got the Mickey Cobras. You got the Latin Kings. You know what I'm saying? You got, they even got a gang out there, the Satan Disciples. But that's a branch off of, Gangster Disciples. And it's like, man, like, cause see now, I'm starting to realize, like, how the devil really worked and stuff like this. Cause I never paid attention to it. You know what I'm saying? Cause like, like I said, I got cousins and I got cousin. He got shot and killed a couple years ago. You know what I'm saying? I got friends that's Blood, Crips, GD, you know what I'm saying, Vice Lord, you know what I'm saying? I got friends, folk on the hustler, cousins, folk on the hustler. You know what I'm saying? I got friends that's, been out of East Atlanta, around Gucci Mane and all this stuff like that. And it's just like, I got, like I said, I got homies out of Tipton, Georgia, one of the most dangerous places in, Georgia, for real, you know what I'm saying? And like, when you around that type of stuff, you just start to see stuff that, it really just change your whole mindset of how this life stuff work, you know what I'm saying? And, I can't even thank Jesus enough for everything he done did for me because, it was a lot of times, throughout this testimony when I'm gonna tell you all the times that I was just messing up and Jesus was there for me. Even when I wasn't even following what he wanted me to do. Like, cause see, for me, I learned, when you in that type of environment and when you trying to, just be a part of that, it's only jail or death. And me, I had to stop doing that because I'm like, why am I even doing this? You know what I'm saying? I ain't finna get nothing up out of this, you know what I'm saying? So I just said, you know what? I'm just a hooper. I ain't dealing with none of them no, cause I had friends, that's done lost. I talked to somebody first day after I met him. This man, he killed somebody. Now he in jail for like I said, I got a friend, he in jail for murder. So for me, I don't even want no parts in it because I'm trying to do the right thing. I'm trying to follow Jesus. I don't need none of that stuff. All that stuff in Chicago, man, it's demons all over that city, and it's like for me, like I said, when I was in high school, just following the wrong crowd, it'd be times in middle school, like I always struggled in school, in middle school, you know what I'm saying, like my mama, she would cry sometimes because she'd be like, you going down the wrong path and you ain't doing good in school, and I didn't really understand it, you know what I'm saying, and it was just, it's crazy how it works, because Chicago, that city is that's a crazy city, bro. That's a crazy city, because, man, I'm telling you, it's so crazy the police scared to pull up. Because, being honest, it's really like this. Them police, they scared to pull up, boy. Because it's a place out there called Terror Town. It's exactly what you think it is, that's exactly how it is. I was talking to one of the No Limits, because he stayed by me. He was telling me, it get real out there. You know what I'm saying? And, I was talking to him, and like I said, one of them was talking about, this one dude, I was watching, he was talking about, he said he was, he said he was on the first floor, he heard gunshots. He went up to like the third floor. All he heard was like, bah, 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 like a machine gun going off. He said he looked out the window, he said he seen 30 folks taking up off the block, just running up straight off the block. He said he seen somebody come just shooting them off, bah, 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 gun going, just spitting out. You know what I'm saying? Shorty got the Thor hammer, just letting it go. You know what I'm saying? And, the thing is, it's like, them police, they scared to pull up. Because I done heard so many stories, they call the police, them police don't show up till about an hour later. Because they don't want to be even, them folks, they don't want to mess with none of them folks out there because they know how dangerous that stuff is out there. You know what I'm saying? And for me, it's like, what God brought me through all that, it just showed his love for me because I could have been one of them kids out in the street. It's kids out there, 4, 5, 6 years old, walking around with pistols on the block. That's how crazy it is out there. Cause them folks don't care. I could have been one of them kids out in the street doing that type of stuff. I could have been one of them kids that was banging in the street for life and end up dead. I could have been one of them kids that was, selling drugs on the block and my life turned upside down. I done had friends. I seen them first. I done had friends I grew up with. Seen them, my mama showed me, she was basically like, my mama called me in the room. She was like, look out the window. See my friend getting arrested. She was telling me something like, you don't need to go down that path, whatever. I'm seeing this firsthand, bro. You know what I'm saying? And, for me, it was just like, it's just a lot to go into it. You know what I'm saying? And, like I said, Chicago, that was a crazy city. And I was growing up. Everybody and their mama was, everybody and their mama was GD. Everybody and their mama was just banging something, you know what I'm saying? And, I'm just glad that, God protected me through all that, you know what I'm saying? And, last all throughout, when I was growing up, people in my area, they was all foes. And then, when I got to high school, everybody, claiming something, everybody claiming GD or something. And then, it was just a lot, especially on, like New Year's Eve. Man, you can go look it up for yourself. Them folks be having shootouts like it, man. I'm talking about the sound. It ain't no pistol, bro. Them folks be having assault rifles, machine guns, you name it, boy. It's a rapper. This man went and bought an army tank. You know what I'm saying? Somebody real close. And then I got somebody that's real close to me. I ain't gonna say his name, but he was one of the biggest gangsters in Chicago. He was real close to me. He got locked up. He out now, but I be thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? And him really kind of made me reevaluate my life and look at my life from a different perspective. You know what I'm saying? And then, like I said, I was in high school, and then I left Chicago when I was 16, turning 17, and and see, the thing is, Chicago, that's a concrete jungle, bro. Like, that's a concrete jungle for real. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole different ball game than any other city. You know what I'm saying? And I'm grateful for where I'm from, because it gave me the toughness that I need. You know what I'm saying? It helped mold me who I need to be. But at the same time, it's Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Because throughout all them shootouts, when I was in my bed, I could have got hit. All them times, you know what I'm saying, I was around them people. All them times I was just living. God was just protecting me from all that. Just keeping me safe through all that. Because I knew He had a plan for me. I didn't really know what it was, but I knew He had a plan for me. And, I remember left Chicago, moved to Georgia, and, like I said, my grades were still bad. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, me, I just didn't really care for school. You know what I'm saying? It's just, like I said, it was just a lot. And, before I even say that, my grandma and my auntie and them, they was always telling me about Jesus. Like, regardless of what I was going through. Because I always kind of feel like I ain't really had nobody in my corner. But regardless of what I was going through, Jesus was my number one thing. Jesus, that was the number one thing they always told me about. They was real spiritual. Real spiritual. Always told me about Jesus. And, my grandma, she passed away when I was like 12. And that was my best friend. That was my best friend. And, I feel like her prayers is the reason why I'm at right now. You know what I'm saying? And, I know how it is growing up. You know what I'm saying? Especially, when I moved to Georgia, that was not what I expected. Because when I moved to Georgia, we didn't really have no money like that. Them days was rough. Like, because it'd be days we didn't have food. Me and my parents was always arguing. It was times I got kicked out the house, you know what I'm saying? Because I was just so angry at just the situation we was in. And, I was in the wrong, a lot of the times, being honest. I was just angry a lot. And I mean, as soon as I moved to Georgia, the first week I was there, I think the first or second week, I was about to get in the fight. The dean, no man, I'm gonna tell you this, man. The dean, he know me, cause I done had to come to his office a couple of times, cause I was about to get in the fight with a couple people before. You know what I'm saying? Over some stupid stuff, over money, over somebody talking about my mama. You know what I'm saying? The dean know me. His name Mr. Salo. You know what I'm saying? He know me, cause you know I've been in his office quite a bit. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I was always angry, and I never really understood why. But I know why, cause I ain't have Jesus fully. You know what I'm saying? Cause he the Prince of Peace, and if I would have had him, I would have had peace. But I ain't had no peace of mind. That's why I was always angry all the time. You know what I'm saying? And when I first moved in, like I said, I was on the basketball team. Couldn't even really play because my grades was bad. But then second semester, I was able to play. And, it was just a lot going on. You know what I'm saying? It was times where, I was just hanging around the wrong crowd again. And like I said, I got friends, in Georgia, I got friends that's blood, Crip, gangster, disciple. I got all them type of friends because that's just who I was hanging around, you know what I'm saying? That's who I connected with, and it's just like, for me, I think the biggest thing was just, what's the word? For me, the biggest thing was just trying to make friends. And it didn't really take me that long because I made a lot of friends. It was just, I wanted people I could connect with. You know what I'm saying? But, unfortunately, I was kind of connecting with the wrong crowd a little bit. But, still friends, but I'll talk to them from time to time or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I be telling them about Jesus, you know what I'm saying? And, like I said with me, like I said, I was out there, and then it's people I know that I went to high school with, they died, and there's some folks I know they had got arrested or whatever, and folks was always fighting up at that school. People was always getting suspended left and right. You know what I'm saying? And just a lot of crazy stuff going on up at that school. And I was always sticking to basketball, and made it on a AAU team. My coach was actually doing the work for me. That's why I was able to pass my classes. You know what I'm saying? Still, that year was rough. You know what I'm saying? And I was trying, but like I said, man, that stuff, it was just rough growing up. Like, especially, in Georgia, because it was just like, it was just different. And the grading scale was different because, like, Chicago, a F is a 59. In Georgia, a 69 is an F. And a 74 was a D. So I was struggling like crazy, and I ain't had nobody to help me really. So then on top of that, it was just like, for me, that's why I was so upset. Because I'm like, man, like, this stuff don't even make sense. And then trying to figure out all this stuff or whatever. And, as time went on, you know what I'm saying, it was, that was it. And then, like I said, my junior year, it was just a hectic year. And then, started trying to focus more. Then, in the summertime, I had to remake classes up because I had failed classes. And my coach, my AAU coach, he was doing my work for me, so that's how I was able to pass. And then my senior year came. I almost ain't graduate, but my coach, he was doing the work for me again. That's how I was able to pass, because if he didn't do the work for me, I wasn't going to graduate. And, senior year going into college, it was just like, it was just tough because I'm like, I was just so mad because I'm seeing all these people with all these clothes and everybody got a car and everybody got these nice shoes, and I was really about to start selling drugs because I'm like, man, like, all these folks got all this nice stuff. I'm like, man, I ain't got no job. I'm like, everybody got all this nice stuff. I'm finna go start selling me a pack or something like that because I'm like, man, like, I want some nice stuff too. But, I'm glad I didn't because, my mama told me, she was like, you selling drugs. She was like, if you sell drugs, she said, you ain't gonna live in this house. And, it was just like my senior year, it was just, it was alright. I'm gonna do what I gotta do because I'm hungry, you know what I'm saying? But you know, and it was like once I graduated, that's when stuff started just ramping up. You know what I'm saying? Cause it was just like for me, man, it was like soon as I got to college, cause see, you know, I was good at basketball. I had looks, and I went to one of the colleges. And I got looked at. That's why I went to, and you know what I'm saying. I went there. You know what I'm saying, and you know, it was just like I red shirted. So red shirted mean like you just take a year off and you just work. You know, so you work on your body so you get ready for next year. I made it on the team, but it was like you red shirted, so just play next year. So I was like, all right. I had teammates on the team too. They was my roommates. We didn't take basketball serious that year, cause we was smoking almost every single day up in them dorms or in the apartment we stayed in. You know, so it was crazy stuff. Like, people, man, we was smoking almost every day up in there. I remember somebody got shot because we was living up in the trap of Marietta. You know what I'm saying? I had one of my teammates. He from East Atlanta. We went out to where he was at. He stayed by 21 Savage and them out there. You know what I'm saying? And I remember, it was one time we was chilling. It's something I could have got shot. Like we was out there chilling. We was chilling in the apartment, and then we heard a gunshot. And I seen about 4 or 5 police cars come running in the apartment complex. And I'm nosy. I go outside. I'm trying to see what's going on. It's raining outside. I see a police officer. He got a shotgun. He looking at me talking about, you seen what happened? I'm like, nah. He like, somebody got shot. You seen anything? I'm like, you know me. I'm like, I ain't seen nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking around. I'm like, yeah, I ain't seen nothing. I don't even want to see nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm walking around. I'm trying to figure out who got shot. Looking around, trying to see what's going on. And it's crazy stuff just be happening. You know what I'm saying? And then, I remember we was going to parties, and then there was one time me and my roommates went to a party. We pulled up to Georgia State, went outside, was walking around, seen this one dude. He a plug. We were talking to him, and he was asking us. He was like, "What y'all need?" You know what I'm saying? My homie, he was like, "What you got?" He was talking. He got his number. So I was outside the car. I was on the sidewalk talking to some girls, and I was on the phone talking to another girl. And all of a sudden, I'm looking down the street. I seen 2 people fighting. One of them got his hand through the window. Another one, he outside walking with the car like trying to gank something from him. And all of a sudden, I see a car just hit a pole. And the gas started leaking from the car. Then dude, he run off back up into the apartment. And I'm looking, I'm like, dang, somebody just messed up their car. And I look, the whole time that was my ride back home. That was my roommate. Man, I had to get this man out the car because the car was leaking gas. And I'm like, I know that's your car, but the thing might gonna blow up. You know what I'm saying? And he was trying to steal away from the dude, and he ended up crashing his car. And we had to ride back home. We had to call the truck. And I could only imagine what would have happened if I was in that car. I could have got seriously injured. You know what I'm saying? And all this stuff that's been happening. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy to me how God been protecting me through all this. You know what I'm saying? And then, I say after mine, that was the first year. Then the second year, that's when I started getting right with God. And I remember it was 2017 August. Like I said, with me, my problem in high school, I was a dog. Like I was trying to talk to any girl I could talk to. I was trying to mess with any girl. I was cheating on girls, you know what I'm saying, doing stupid stuff. And I started growing older. I started sleeping around and stuff like that. And then I almost got a girl pregnant. Then my mom, she found out, and then she got real mad because she seen the Plan B thing, and she got real mad, and she told me, she was like, you ain't got an ounce of Jesus in your heart. And when she said that, it kind of stood out to me because I was low-key remembering all the days when she was crying because she, just thinking I'd never be nobody, thinking I'd go down the wrong path. And that's the signs that I was showing, and that was it. And then, on top of that, it was just like, I had to really think about my situation, you know what I'm saying? And then once August hit, 2017, that's when everything started changing. Then I remember I started having dreams and visions. And I'm gonna tell you all the dreams I had. I'm gonna tell you what else happened after that. I remember the first dream I had, it was like this. I started seeing all these people testimonies about heaven and hell, and I started crying for about 3 days, not thinking it was an encounter with the Holy Spirit of Jesus because I couldn't stop crying. And I told him how sorry I was, and I wanted to rededicate my life to him. And then August of 2017, the solar eclipse happened. They said that was a Revelation 12 sign. So, I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, so, he really is coming back. Then I had this one dream. It was darkness all around me, and it was fire, like real far away. And I seen something on fire flying down, coming from the sky. Then I had another dream in November. It was, it was like I was working at a car wash. There was a dude named Donald. He was driving around in a soccer mom van in a circle, and I was placing these cones down, and I kept hearing this. It was a trumpet or a siren, but what it sounded like was, it's a movie called War of the Worlds, called The Tripod Sound. You can look it up. It's exactly what it sounded like. That's what it sounded like. And at the end of the dream, I was in front of the car. All the doors was opened up. And I asked him, I said, did I make it? He was like, yeah. I woke up, I started crying. And I remember I started having these evil thoughts about God. And I'm thinking, I'm having these evil thoughts because God just showed me. Because in my spirit, I'm like, okay, this the rapture. Like, this the rapture dream I just had. And then, for me, it was like, okay, God just showed me the truth. So, you know what I'm saying? The devil mad, so he trying to throw these thoughts in my head because he trying to blind me from the truth. Then I had another dream, and then I seen, like I said, I never read Revelation, I just seen clips. In January, I think, or February, the moon, the sky, I had a dream, the sky was pitch black, moon was red like blood, people was running around all over the place on the ground. And that was Revelation chapter 6, verse 12. It say the moon will be black, the sun will be black as sackcloth, the moon will be red like blood. It'll be a great earthquake, and people gonna be running around all over the place. And then moved back to Chicago, had another dream, a narrow river, and it was demons on both sides of the river. Then went to another school, and that school, man, that school was out in the trap in Americus, Georgia. Wasn't nothing over there but Gangsta Disciples, Bloods, Crips, all them folks, you name it over there. You know what I'm saying? Then I remember it was just a lot. People was fighting over there. People, man, them folks over there, them folks is from some of the worst parts of Georgia. Then on top of that, it was people out there. They was shooting up people's crib. Then one dude came to the school, found a dude that shot up his crib. Then all of a sudden, they told me, they was like, he grabbed the dude, Draco or whatever he had, and then he hit him in the head when all the bullets went flying all over the place. Man, you know what I'm saying? That was it. And I had another dream at the time during spring break. I was messing with this one girl. Shouldn't have been messing with her. Then I remember I had sleep paralysis. So I remember I couldn't move and open my eyes up. Seen the demon. Eyes was all white, long gray hair. She just opened her mouth and started screaming at me. And I woke up like that, and I ran upstairs. I was scared, cause I wasn't living right. And I felt like that was God showing me, like, if you keep going down this path, this is gonna happen to you. And then I remember, after spring break, we came back to school, had a new roommate, one of the toughest folks I ever met. That man ain't no joke, boy. Old Tifton, you know what I'm saying? He from one of the worst places in Georgia out there. I think they got one of the highest murder rates. And, he was always about to get into it with somebody, and I always had to, try to calm down or whatever. And man, when I tell you, he'd kill somebody straight up. Cause I be having to talk to him from time to time, so he'd kill somebody straight up. Cause that's how dangerous that man is, boy. Then another time, I'm at the gym. I'm at the gym. My homie, he about to get in the fight with somebody. They fighting on the floor. I'm trying to break it up. Dude pull out a gun. I'm standing right there. As soon as he pull out the gun, everybody in the gym start running around. Everybody screaming and stuff like that. Then they go into the locker room. Then one of the security guards gonna go tackle him and try to choke him out or whatever. And then everything, it was just, everybody just ran off after that. And I'm in the middle of all this. And then they was trying to wait for the police to pull up. I dipped up out of it before the police even came. After all them situations, after I left the school, after I was hooping up there, after I left that school. You know, I've been having these dreams and dreams ever since. And then I was talking to girls, and then, you know, it was like he started convicting me even harder than ever before. And he was convicting me about trap music, horror movies, the girls I talked to. And I'm thinking, you know, I'm like, why is he convicting me? Like, why I gotta lose my freedom? But, you know, I went through, you know, I was talking to this one girl, and then, you know, it ended bad, and then when March hit, that's when everything changed right there. Because that's when I fully got right. This March, that's when everything changed. And then I was just wondering, because even before that, it was like this. You know, I was just wondering, I'm like, man, like, why I gotta lose my freedom? Like, why can't I just have fun, do what I want to do? That's really what it was. And it got to the point, it got so bad. I remember I prayed and told God, this is what I said. I said, God, I said, I feel like I can't have fun. I feel like I can't even just do what I want to do. I said, but I've been seeking you how I need to. I said, I feel like if I die, I feel like I'll be able to go to heaven. I woke up the next morning, still alive. So that meant he had a purpose for me. I don't really know why he kept me alive. Well, and he must have kept me alive because, you know, he got a purpose for me. That's the only thing I can imagine. Cause, and the thing is, I come to the conclusion, I start understanding the Bible ain't just, it's not just this list of rules just to just, you know, what's the good way to put it, just to just put this bondage on you. It's to protect you. It's a love letter to you. You feel me? Like it's a love letter. And, you know, ever since I've been doing this, it's tough. Trust me, this walk is tough. Because Jesus himself, he never said it was going to be easy. But he going to help us through it. So the fact that I've been getting help through it this whole time, it showed me how mentally tough I am. It showed me the toughness Jesus has given me through my life. Because I can't do nothing but thank him for protecting. Because it's so many times I could have died on the road. It's a lot of car accidents I got into. And man, look, I'm going to tell you this. It's a lot of car accidents I done got into. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, man, I could have got shot so many times and died right there on the spot. And so many times, so many bad things could have happened to me. But he kept me alive for a specific purpose because he already knew one day I was going to accept him and start telling people about Jesus. Man, the perfect scenario that I always dreamt of is playing basketball overseas somewhere, preaching the gospel, and having a wife and a kid. That's my number one thing I pray on all the time. Cause really it's like this. With the younger generation, what we struggle with, the temptation we struggle is worse than it's worse than it's ever been before. I'm gonna tell you why. Cause we got social media, music, TV, video games, all this stuff to distract us. Cause the enemy working. You know what I'm saying? The enemy working. And the thing is, it's like this. When you going through all these things, all these emotions, it's like this. When you don't have Jesus in your life, you're going to be an emotional wreck because you don't know how to control your emotions. Because for me, I used to be angry all the time. Like, you know, it's mostly like a man thing because when I be walking, people be looking at me, trying to stare me down, trying to test my dominance. And sometimes I be giving into it and we be having a staring contest. I don't even do that no more because I remember last time I did that, I ended up getting in a car accident because I wasn't looking at the road and I was too busy caught up looking at somebody else because they looking at me. And all of a sudden hit my tire on the curb. Tire went flat. I had to pay money out of my pocket to fix something for a stupid situation I could have avoided. You feel me? Then on top of that, it'd be like I be out in public and dudes be staring me down because they walking with their girlfriend. But I be peeping, they girl be looking at me. So the whole time, instead of you looking at me, you need to check your girl first. But I ain't gonna get into that because I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings or whatever. But it's like this. The younger generation, this is who I'm talking to, the younger generation, because I want y'all to understand this. Everything that y'all go through, I understand. Whether it's sexual sin, feeling like you torn apart, like how you feel like if you can't listen to certain music, play certain video games, watch certain shows, like if it feel like you losing your freedom, it's like this. You're not necessarily losing your freedom, you just being set free. You're being set free from bondage. I know it's tough, but this the thing. The life that you living now, it's not even comparable to what's in store for you. Cause it's like this, if you suffer now, you could have so much beautiful things in heaven. The streets gonna be filled with gold up there. You gonna be able to do stuff you can't even imagine to be able to do. You gonna have a mansion up there. The stuff that you do here, you get rewarded for that up in heaven. That's why I'm talking to the younger generation, because Jesus wants everybody. He wants as many people to be saved as possible. I'm telling you, don't wait till you old to get right with God, because when you give him your youth, he'll use that to help other people, and he'll use you, and by you being used and being obedient, he'll bless you for that. That's literally what he'll do. He'll bless you for that. So all you gotta do is keep fighting that fight of faith. That's all you gotta do. Literally, that's all you gotta do. I'm telling you. Because if you keep doing what you're doing, you will make it. If you keep following Jesus how you need to, you will make it. If you feel like, you skeptical about Jesus, if you feel like, you don't really know if he real or not, I got videos, I got evidence that this man is real. This man rose from the dead. So it's like the fact that he rose from the dead, you ain't gotta worry, because nobody else in history rose from the dead except him. So if that's the case, if you want life after death, follow the only man in history that rose from the dead. You know what I'm saying? It's been so many times in my life where I wanted to kill myself and commit suicide, and I went through depression. But the thing is, you ain't got to do that. Yes, it's going to be tough, but remember this. When Jesus was carrying that cross, somebody had to help him. So think about this. When it's saying about deny yourself, pick up your cross and follow me, Jesus is helping us carry our cross. Because he know we can't do it on our own. Because if we was able to do it on our own, it wouldn't have been no need for Jesus to die on the cross. So think about that. Through everything in my life I went through, the shootouts, all the times I had sex with all these girls, all the times I cheated, all the times I did people wrong, all the times I stole stuff, all the times that all the times I was doing stuff that I had no business doing. Jesus saved me through all that, all the times I could have died, all that. All that, literally all that. He saved me through all that. And it's all glory to him, because he been protecting me through all my life. Man, when I grew up in Chicago, everybody and their mama wanted to be like D Rose. What I'm trying to do, I'm trying to be a trendsetter for Jesus. I'm trying to make it being cool to be a Christian again. Like I said, I'm trying to be a trendsetter, and I'm going to tell you why. Because like I said, I already told you how about Chief Keef is. Man, look, Chicago, when they got on the map, it got back on the map 2013. That's when Chief Keef was popping, Lil Durk was popping. That's when Lil Herb dropped Welcome to Fazoland. That's when Chief Keef dropped, Finally Rich. Everybody was coming to school with Fendi belts, Gucci belts, Louis belts. You know what I'm saying? Everybody coming to school with all this gear, you know what I'm saying? Everybody got all this gear on. And it's like, hey man, look, I'm gonna tell you this. Back then, as soon as all this stuff happened, that's when stuff started, it was just like everything was just acting like that. You know what I'm saying? And the main thing I be trying to get people to see, it's like this, bro. When you going through all this stuff, you know what I'm saying? I really want you to think about it like this. When Jesus was carrying that cross, a man had to come help him carry that cross. So I want you to ask yourself this. Do you think we walking this walk alone? No, we ain't. I'm going to tell you why. Because Jesus walking that walk with you. Because anytime you go into battle, you got that line of Judah behind you. Anytime you go into battle. And it's like this. For all my people out there watching this, that's living on the block, living in the hood, going through all this stuff, living through the struggle, man, Jesus, he could have been born in royalty, but he was born in the manger. Jesus, he ain't lived like how a lot of people think he lived. He ain't lived like royalty. You know what I'm saying? He had just as much a struggle as we did. You know what I'm saying? So for all my people out there living in the hood, I want you to think about this, bro. Whatever your situation is, don't be defined by your situation. Be defined by how you handle your situation. You know what I'm saying? I know how it is living out there. I know how rough it is living out there. But remember, whatever you're going through, Jesus can change your situation. You ain't got to worry about being protected, because God is your protector. You ain't got to worry about financial situations because God is the provider. He is Jehovah Jireh, the provider. And then on top of that, you got Jesus. Man, look, and I know how dangerous it get out there. People be having shootouts, you know what I'm saying? They be shooting up people's crib. Man, look, you got Jesus on your side, you ain't got to worry about nothing. I promise you, you ain't got to worry about nothing. Because in the Bible say, don't fear. You know what I'm saying? And then for all my people out there going through, you know, struggling with masturbation, sex, porn. Man, look, especially the youngest generation, we struggle with that because it makes us feel good. Plus, we so used to seeing in the media. It's like this. God wants you to get a wife or a husband, get married, and then you be able to do that. He don't want you to do it now because when you do that, you get soul ties and you get other people demons. You can get pregnancies and you can get STDs, all that unwanted stuff. And I'm going to tell you this, if you're struggling with it, go on a 3-day fast, no food. If you ain't never fasted before, work your way up and then do a 3-day fast, no food, just water. I guarantee you, I got faith that Jesus is going to deliver you from that. Through everything you're going through. Through people in poverty, like I said, fast. God will get you through it. You know what I'm saying? With my people going through depression, anxiety, fear, suicidal thoughts. Like I said, I wanted to end my life a long time ago. But Jesus, he ain't let me do it. Jesus wants as many people to go to heaven as possible. All my people going through that, understand. The music you listen to, what you watch, it has an effect on your spirit. When you listen to all this sad music and stuff like that, how you think it's gonna make you? It's gonna make you feel sad. You gonna get in your feelings. Don't get in your feelings. It's always faith over feelings, kingdom over culture. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, God will help you. I'm telling you, I love you. Jesus loves you so much, he will help you. I'm telling you, he will help you. That's how much faith I got. I don't even know a lot of y'all that watch this, and I know God gonna help you. If you humbly get on your knees and ask for help genuinely, he will help you. You know what I'm saying? He will help you. I got faith that he gonna help you. And I got faith that you gonna overcome anything that you going through. Because the fact that I got faith is gonna help you. And the fact that you gonna have the faith to overcome it, and the fact that you got faith in the Messiah, he gonna help you overcome it, and you gonna get risen up out of it, you gonna get delivered up out of that. You gonna become a new creation in Christ. You gonna be delivered from all them evil spirits that's been holding you bondage. You gonna come out a new creation. You gonna come out feeling better than you ain't never felt before. I guarantee you that. Jesus changed everything about me. You know what I'm saying? Changed everything about me. He literally changed everything about me. Same with this. To my people going in the hood. To my people living in the hood, living on the block. I want you to think about the story. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, right? This is exactly what happened. They didn't bow down to a statue. They was only going to worship God. Nebuchadnezzar, he said, y'all don't want to bow down to my statue, throw him in the fire. Threw him in the fire. He looked. He had a servant on his right hand. He said, didn't we throw 3 men into the fire? And he looked. They got thrown into the fire untouched. They came out untouched. You know why? I'm going to tell you why they came out untouched. Nebuchadnezzar looked. He said, it's a 4th one in that looked like the Son of Man. Jesus wasn't even born yet. And he said he was the Son of Man. So that should tell you something right there. Because I'm telling you, when you go through that fire, you got that Lion of Judah behind you. When you go through that fire, it's the testing, it's the purifying of your faith. So when you go through it, and the next time you go through it, you're going to come out through it, and it's going to be nothing but a slice of cake because you was going to be able to get through it the first time. If you got through it the first time, you're going to be able to get through it the second time like it ain't nothing. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. God Almighty, if you with him, he going to be on your side. He going to be behind you fighting your battles. This is exactly what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to be that trend. I'm trying to make it cool to be a Christian again. Because everybody label Christians like lame. It ain't lame. It ain't lame being a Christian. Because like this, you know, everybody in the chat, they talking about they smoking the ops. I'm smoking the ops too. You know who my ops is? It's the things I can't see. Because in the Bible it talk about we fight against spiritual wickedness in high places. We don't wrestle against flesh and blood. So if that's the case, I'm going to tell you this. The ops I got, them all the demons. All the demons my ops. You know what I'm saying? And I'm ready to smoke all of them. You know why? I'm going to tell you exactly why. You know how I know I can smoke all of them? Because all I got to do is pick up that Bible and read them red letters. Because when them red letters right there and I read them, there's power behind them letters. I'm going to tell you that straight up, boy. All you got to do is read them red letters. You going to feel that power. That's all you got to do. Them who my ops is. You know what I'm saying? Because we all humans, we all supposed to be the body of Christ. We all supposed to be one. So why we fighting against each other? Because the devil working division. That's why you got all these different gangs, you know what I'm saying? That's why you got all these different cliques, these different sets, and everybody beefing, everybody got their own gang territory, and people be having shootouts all the time like that. That's why the devil work, you know what I'm saying? And for me, it's like this. We all supposed to be one. The only ops we got is the demons. That's who I'm after. I'm ready to kill all the demons. I'm ready to go in the spirit room and slice off all their heads. That's what I'm trying to do. So all this division, we don't need no division. We need to come together as one. And I'm going to tell you this. The police, they ain't going to stop it. Because you call them, they ain't going to come up to hours later because they scared to pull up too. Only person that's going to stop all this violence in Chicago is Jesus. Only person that's going to stop all this violence in the world is Jesus Christ. And until everybody come to Jesus Christ, ain't no problems going to be solved. That's facts right there. You know what I'm saying? Because the world needs Jesus, but a lot of people, they don't want Jesus. They get offended by his name, you know what I'm saying? They really get offended by the way he say he the only way to heaven. If you try to come in through any other way, you a thief and a robber. A lot of people don't like to hear that, but that's the truth and that's the fact. You ain't got to believe in something, but just because you don't believe don't mean it's not true. You feel me? That's just how it is right there. So, like I said, man, we just got to just come together as one. You know what I'm saying? We don't need no division. We already got enough division as it is. You know, everybody want to, you know, just have all these race wars and stuff like that. We don't need that. We don't need none of that. We need just to come together as one, as the body of Christ. I'm telling you, dog, anybody going through any of this stuff, you call on the name of Jesus, I'm telling you, he'll show out. He'll come through and show out and make you just feel a way that you ain't never felt before. Have faith in the Messiah. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all folks, man. For real.